if you're working with someone and you begin to get a sense, or they express it, that they have issues around their faith tradition or their faith community, you basically have two options. One, if you feel comfortable engaging some of those questions because you're a person of faith, even if your tradition is different than the person you're working with, but if you have a sense of why this is important to them and feel like you can reflect that to them, I think it's perfectly fine to say that you do understand, because you're a person of faith, what they're going through, and what your experience has been, perhaps in another crisis situation where you've had those doubts or those questions and so forth, just so that they feel that you get, what they're dealing with. And then it's hard for me to advise you as an advocate because I'm a pastor, so this is kind of how I do this, but I think there are times when people get very confused and say things, like, I don't think God loves me anymore. And my response to that would be, well, I know that's how it feels, but actually God loves you more now in the situation you're in than ever before, or something that's reassuring, that's affirmative about both your understanding and their understanding, and how you might meet that. But if you're not comfortable with that, that's not, either you're not a person of faith or you're not comfortable with engaging those issues, that's totally fine. But your job is to acknowledge and hear that, and to acknowledge their need, and then to help them find the resources that they need. And so to do that, you should have a resource list of faith leaders in your community that you've trained and that you trust, and from a variety of traditions. And you should be able to then say to the person sharing with you, here's two rabbis that we've worked with and that are really good and really helpful, possibly a male and a female. Would you like to speak with one of them about your experience? I think they could be really helpful. So then you ensure that that's addressed, and oftentimes then people can kind of put that aside for a moment and kind of deal with, what are we going to do about going to court and blah, 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 because they're assured there's going to be a resource available, and then they'll usually follow up on that. So I think you kind of have, two ways to respond to what you begin to realize is there are issues here that this person really needs to address in order to address all the other issues that the assault has presented them with.